Welcome to the Piece of Chaos podcast. My guest this week is the CEO of Ad Beacon, Phoenix Ha. Her and I go way back, many years, and I can't believe how long it's been since we chatted, but she's really awesome, really knows her stuff. She's really sharp. We talk about what she's learned and how much has changed since the last time we talked, and she's just doing awesome stuff, and I love getting a chance to catch up with her whenever I can. So hope you enjoy this conversation with my friend and incredible marketing genius, Phoenix Ha. Enjoy.
I don't know. How are you?
I'm good. I couldn't not reach out because I saw one of your posts about your AI that you put into your platform, and I was just like, God damn, she's doing such good stuff. Like, it's so smart. Like,
Thank you.
It's so
that makes
cool.
me happy. That makes
it's so
me happy.
cool.
The team kills it. The team is killing it, and I'm just really grateful. But yeah, thank you. It's funny. I don't really post on LinkedIn that much, and then the one time I start posting a little bit more, I'm getting outreach from people that I haven't spoken to, like yourself, in so long, or just some friends in the space, and I'm like, maybe this is where I need to start posting more. So yeah.
Well, I mean, for what you're trying to do, probably. I mean, keynote professional business kind of stuff. Like, that's the platform for it. You know what I mean? But your presence on the actual social platforms where you're trying to get people to know that you know what you're talking about is also important. But it's a different thing. Like LinkedIn is for you professionally and to get business, and then the proof is over there on social. You know what I mean?
I've seen the inverse, Matt. So
Really?
I've gotten no leads from LinkedIn. I actually spent a lot of time trying to engage in LinkedIn.
Oh, I didn't mean
previously.
leads.
No,
I didn't mean leads,
even
but
business in general, nothing, no heartbeat, no qualified anybody in that space. But then if I go on Twitter, everything. That's where the heartbeat is. It's so funny to me because I have a friend that has a LinkedIn growth program, and they do fairly well and highly engaged, sure, but I feel personally
turning it
that
into something.
Yeah, I just feel personally LinkedIn is a looky-loo platform. It's I just want to stalk people that I used to work with and see what they're up to. I want to stalk my old employer. I need to get a recommendation, or I need to find a job. Those are usually the things that you're doing on LinkedIn. But I could be wrong. So
no, well, it's one thing to have the platform as I'm thinking of it as a body of professional work
portfolio.
Right?
Yeah.
Not that it would turn into anything other than your network is your net worth kind of idea, and also your track record, right? But conversion, I wouldn't think it'd be good at, because there's too much noise and there's too many people. Dude, I get inundated with in-mails of oh, I loved looking at your profile. You seem to have this and that. And it's just you didn't read my profile.
Or my favorite is hey, really love what you're doing at your agency. And I'm what agency?
Yeah.
Which one? What? Yeah.
Yeah. It's how does that work? Does that work for you? Does it work to send all this crap? I don't know. It's a crazy space, man. But yeah, I'm just really psyched for you because
thank you. It's good to see you.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. It's been a minute.
I just saw Sam too recently.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so good. I haven't seen him in a bit either. I saw him at I don't even remember, maybe Chipotle or something. It just randomly, he was in town, passing through, and I was like, "Hey, what's up, dude?" He's doing good with the Don't Tell stuff, which I'm really excited for him up there in SLO. That's good.
He's trucking away, man. He's being Sam Goldstein.
Sam Goldstein.
The full name.
So tell me, what's up? How you been? There's been a lot going on for you, and
yeah, life is good. Life is crazy. Got married, started a company. Well, let's start from the beginning, right? Got let go from Five Threads. Was told that DoorDash was hiring. I don't know if I don't even give a shit anymore about that, like about anonymity when it comes to that story, because it was the fuel that came back from it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so not many people don't realize this story, and I don't really care because they've closed shop now and everyone has parted ways. But yeah, at the time I was employed at Five Threads, and then COVID happened. And the day before we went on lockdown, I remember I just got back from my first vacation, really, from working there. Because you knew I was working day in and day out there, trying to make it work.
Yeah.
And I shot the owners a message in a group chat, and I said, "Hey guys, I've been looking at the news. Are we expecting me to come back in tomorrow? Do you want me to work from home? I'm not exactly sure the state of the situation, but what do you suggest?" And I got this devastating text, especially because I've never been let go before. Like, "Hey, we're so sorry with everything that's going on and all the things up in the air. We're going to have to let you go. Thank you for everything that you've done for us. Like, this is great, la, la, la. You've been awesome. But don't worry, you'll be fine because I did hear DoorDash is hiring."
That's such a weird bunch of things to put into a text.
Yeah. We know that there's specific people, right? That's that text. There were other people in that text thread that were completely blindsided and called me on the sides and were like, "We didn't even know about this. This is insane. I'm so sorry. That was the wrong way to go about it."
Yeah.
And I was really hurt. And then I was like, okay, what are we going to do? And throughout that process, I started getting like odd end jobs. And I remember I went live or I didn't go live. I recorded a TikTok and it went viral. It was just like kind of in between. And then I started doing some stuff. So that actually sparked this desire and this understanding of a hook and how you can go viral so many different times on social media. So they started testing and did this series called like I Like Wine. Do you remember that?
I think we talked about it the last time you were on the podcast a little bit, but it was just like the germ of an idea. I don't think AdBeacon didn't exist yet.
No. And it all comes like full circle. But like, I remember that started happening. And then I went to a marketing agency. I like applied for this job. And I remember I was like, I don't really know anything about this because I come from brand. I used to work like back end with all these really cool companies. And then learned about paid advertising. I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. And I think that's when we last spoke, as I was at that agency and was starting to speak out loud at different conferences, which again was huge. And it's such a blessing. What a whirlwind of life, man. Matt, we met and just so much happened. But while that was going on, there were a lot of tracking issues in my industry. Like we weren't able to track users or understand that the dollars we were putting into platforms like Facebook or Google were actually generating revenue and it was accurate revenue. So I started testing different platforms and found my co-founder is the agency owner that I used to work at. And him and I were like, why don't we just build something?
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the dumbest idea ever. Like, I don't think this is a good idea. This is terrifying. He's like, no, I think you could do it. And I'm like, okay.
And you did it, man. It's awesome.
We did it. And it's been really cool. And we marked profitability last quarter. And we are bootstrapped. We took no outside funding. Everything
that's rad.
It's been crazy. And not to say that we're like millionaires at this point, but I will say to reach that achievement is huge. And product market fit is there. And we just need to be able to scale. But that's where we are.
That's so cool. And like, so you have to watch what's happening at all times. Like you're you're ahead of the pulse almost. You have to be like to keep it going. It's really interesting because like, while I don't, as a consumer, I hate the ad model. I hate that that's how it works. Like it's terrible. In every way, like every single possible way, it's terrible. I saw a TikTok actually about somebody talking about, like the irony of the journey of cable TV to streaming. And it's like, we used to have cable and we didn't have to have, like, you paid the cable company. It was sort of expensive, but you paid the cable company and you got no ads. And then DVRs came out, and now you could definitely ignore the ads. And then streaming happened, and you could pay to not have ads. And then the ads are back, and we're paying all those streaming companies anyway. Like,
you got to pay somehow. You got to pay the piper. Like it's like
it's
taxes.
crazy.
You're going to pay some way. Yeah.
I think that, so I want to hear how this grabs you. Like, I probably wouldn't mind if the ads weren't annoying and or interrupting me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I knew that whatever I'm listening to or watching believes in and is sponsored by 5 things, whatever they are, whatever, take your choice of the 5 things that contribute to the thing that I like. I'm cool with that. Like, I will support them more because I think the thing I like is associated with it, right? That's how the whole thing works. But why must you interrupt me? Does it work better because you interrupted me, or does it just piss me off? Like, that's the part that I'm just like, you know, I like this thing less because you interrupted the conversation, because I know some editor interrupted the conversation at a pivotal point to insert this ad in the middle of this podcast because they know I'm going to listen to it. I can't fast forward through it. You're just making me mad. Did it work? I don't know. You know what I mean?
You can't have everything in life, A. And B, to be completely fair with you, let's take devil's advocate. I think it's very easy to be like, I hate ads and they're annoying. Because look, I'm a consumer too. Like, I don't like ads at all sometimes too. But I think we also have to take a step back as a business owner. Number one, how do you know if you like something if you've never heard of it before? Right. So if you're going to, let's just say Matt decides to create a headphone line and his headphones are the best in the market. You got to disrupt. You got to get people to stop and hear about your headphones. Right. And then you said, well, I want to be interested in it. Well, how do I know if Matt is or let's just say if Phoenix is interested in Matt's headphones? How am I supposed to know that? Well, that's interest targeting. That's also a lot of data that we've been going through to understand whether or not you are our target audience. No educated advertiser is going to spend money on people who are not interested in buying your product. I think we have to think about that too. Like, we're not stupid, right? Our jobs are dependent on the returns that we get. So why would I showcase your headphones to someone who might be deaf, right? Like, that's just, those things just don't add up. And I think that's something people forget is it's like very much like stick it to the man, but the man's not stupid. And the man also wants what's best for you. And also advertising practices on the back end, what most people don't realize is we talk about stop serving content or products to people who don't need it.
Don't want it. Yeah.
It's not even want it. Don't need it. So like this hyper idea of like subscriptions, like you probably don't need a new headphone every month. Right. Yeah. But then there's the caveat where everyone's like, well, we need to increase average order value and lifetime value every single month. So we're just going to keep getting you to buy, because if I don't grow 120% year over year, we're a struggling business and we're going to die. So there's 2 sides to it.
Infinite growth sucks too, as a marker.
It's not realistic.
It's crazy.
It's not realistic.
Not realistic. It makes you, like, I was talking about this to my buddy the other day, like everything is shittier as a result in terms of like consumer product type things. Like, and it's not just little things either. Like right now, these symbols here, I just got them because they're a replacement of ones that I got a year ago. Now, in my experience, as a drummer since I was 8 years old, cymbals last a long time.
Not anymore.
Those lasted a year. And I was just like, I know I play a lot. I'm playing like an hour a day and I hit hard, but I use little sticks and I hit them right. And they're at the right angle. They shouldn't break. Like, and I'm just like, oh, everything's shittier. Like I can't rely on even like these tried and true tested brands and stuff because everything is shitty. So, but it's also
quality.
Great. Like,
yeah,
like by the same token, like I'm talking to you now on, it's getting close to the end of its life, but still a 2017 MacBook Pro, and it still works pretty good. I'd have to say, like, that's impressive. That's, 8 years for a piece of technology like that is pretty impressive. So, but I don't need Apple advertising. Like, they don't need to advertise really anymore. Kinda.
They do. They just
new
do in
stuff.
different...
They need to tell you that new stuff is coming and what it is. But like, I know for name recognition, right? Like, it's just, I think I'm just fascinated by what you do. Like, I really think it's neat because my lens on it is so like singular.
Can I curse on this?
Absolutely.
Okay. So there's this concept of fuck you money. And I love it because I think it's hilarious and people don't really realize that that's the case. It's like a common sense isn't common type of scenario, right? So you've got like the apples where you're let's use Nike. Nike's a much better example in my opinion. You think that Nike doesn't really need to advertise. And a lot of people are like, well, Nike does need to advertise. Well, no, Nike advertises in different ways. Nike has fuck you money. Nike goes, we're going to create this subdivision about, inclusivity. It's literally a whole subdivision of Nike. And what they do is they just have on-site activations of inclusivity and whatever that means. So they do like little events here, or they have like content pieces around this and that. And right. And what does that do? People are like, oh, well, that's for the good of the community. No, it's not for the good of the community. It's for you because they know that certain demographics and certain ethnicities really have a heart tie to the brand. And then they no longer have to pay for you to be interested in their product. You already are tied to their brand through all these other things, and you're going to go through direct. So if you think about direct to consumer, which is what I do, is everything on the internet, the gold is when people come to your website organically and you don't have to pay for that. You're constantly getting people to come to your store, let's just say in retail, and you don't have to have some guy spinning a sign outside. Yeah. People are going to come in and they want to buy and they know what they want to buy. It's the same concept. So Apple does the same thing. You don't need to pay. And then there's this concept, what we do called brand awareness campaigns, which I loathe to the nth degree. Yeah. Because it's fuck you money. It's like Disney is just going to throw money out there for you to know about Moana 2. They don't care if you actually buy the tickets, right? They don't care to track if you bought the tickets. Versus a Matt Healy might have come out with his new headphones and every dollar counts. And I need to know if the $40 that I put in my ads generated a $120 sale, because that's the difference between, food on the table and not. So
what was the light bulb moment that you were like, this is a product? That's one. Like, how did you do you remember like the conversation or the day you were like, yeah, that's
with AdBeacon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I needed it. So how it worked is that I was leading a team and I lost my team. So let's talk about this. This is hilarious. I go to Dubai with like my best friend. I'm on stage. I'm like living the dream. I'm like, holy crap. Like I'm on stage talking about ads. What is this? Yeah. And I'm telling everyone I have an all-female team. They're badass. Everything's great. I come back. Everyone quit.
They quit.
And I was like, everyone quit. I was like, well, okay. One went on maternity leave. She didn't come back. Another one was supposed to come back from maternity leave. She never did. One quit because the job was too stressful. And another one decided to leave because she was scared of the state of the market, because there was a lot of tracking issues. Like I had said, we lost a lot of clients. We were getting yelled at nonstop. We lost 40% of our book of business because tracking issues and people were just losing money. Yeah. That's how I knew we needed a solution. I tried out my now competitors at the time as just a consumer. I was like, yeah, I'll pay for this, whatever. And I felt like there was such a disconnect. I'm like, these are products that you're just forcing people to use. They're great to a certain extent, but they really adhere to the person swiping the credit card and not to the people using it.
Right.
I'm in a very weird space. So imagine, like, we're going to talk about band really quick, where you have all these instruments.
Yeah.
Imagine the, let's just say the band director tells the band, you need to use this piece of technology. I think this is the best.
Mm-hmm.
The band director goes in and sees a dashboard that tells you the productivity levels and the wear and tear of each instrument and the quality of the music that you spit out. I'm just saying these things.
Sure.
The band director's like, this is awesome, but we need you to use this. And you, being the drummer, the musician, whoever, is going, okay, great, but like, this isn't really helping me. You're just forcing me. You just need it for analytics. That's what the state of my business was in.
Yeah.
So I said, what if I built something that made like the musicians feel like they were heard and made the musicians do something better? Yeah. What if I took all the tools the musicians already used, put it all in one place, made it easy to understand, but even more accurate than ever?
Yeah.
And then gave like the higher ups what they wanted, sure, but I want the ecosystem to be had with the whole band instead of just the band director. Yeah. And that's how we flipped the script.
Yeah. Wow, that's really great. That's really great. I think a lot of things are like that. Like, a good idea is still a good idea, but if you don't flip the lens on it from a user perspective like that, it just falls flat. People don't give a shit. Like, it's a perfect example, right? Because you got the orchestra leader. There's one of them, but there's how many in the orchestra? You've served one of those people. Even though it's relevant to all of them, like, you're adding work to them instead of absorbing their work and understanding it. Right? So, like, that's great.
So imagine like you all read the same music, right? Which music is, you all read the same music. It's sheet music. Imagine now you have to learn a different way to read that sheet music. I think that's all the new tech that comes in, is that the band director comes in and says, read this new sheet music. And you're like, I'm already so overwhelmed with the sheet music I have right now and memorizing that and perfecting that. You want me to learn this new theory or this new way of doing it on top of that's supposed to enhance what already exists? You can go kick rocks.
Yeah.
And that's the idea, is what if I already read sheet music and just said, hey, I got this, but you know, there's all these other ways that we've already implemented for you to just press the pedal in this aspect or whatever, right? I'm using this analogy a little too far, but like, what if I optimize what you're already doing in a way that's comfortable, that still gets the band leader the results, or the director, you know, the results that he's looking for? So that's how we flip the script. The second way we flip the script, I think, to answer your question, is pricing. And a lot of people were like, because I didn't come in here to sell this. This was an idea that just came out organically. And we're like, maybe this is a company. But we're like, how do we have market share? How do we push through the market? And we're like, okay, what do people care about? People care about margins. Because everyone, I feel like you have all these different tools and you spend all this money on all these tools. And like, it just, at the end of the day, no one's profitable. What if we put all the tools in one place and we made it never more than 0.5% of your tracked revenue per month? Mm-hmm. So that threshold never goes up past that point. Or what if I go after like the master tacticians and I give them a flat rate that is just like so ridiculously low that they are the ones using it? So we flipped it. And so these are like the little, I think, levers we pulled.
Yeah.
That made it different.
Yeah. And you continue to keep tweaking that, to your point. Like, you'll figure out other things and change things because you're the CEO and you're smart, and you'll just be like, let's do this. This would be better. And then it can happen. Like, people get so stuck, like, especially chasing algorithms, is like, well, it's working now, but it might not work anymore. Like,
and my co-founders are brilliant. It's not just me, right? Like, they're the ones like pushing up. Like, so many times I've been wrong and they're like, no, we should do it this way. I'm like, no, kick rocks. And then I found out I need to kick rocks. But like, it's a beautiful thing, to your point. And yeah, I think algorithms change, technology changes, but at the end of the day, revenue is all that matters. And the money you take home at the end of the day is all that matters. And the feeding families and putting like food on people's tables, that's all that matters. So all the other things are just lights and buttons. Yeah.
Are you thinking like how big is it? How big is the company now? How many people?
Oh, we kept it really slim. We have 6 in India. We have 3 in the US, and I have 2 co-founders. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, do you find that because in the middle, since we talked, you got an MBA. So, how did you like that? Did that help you?
Getting an MBA?
Yeah.
It was fantastic in terms of connecting with the right people and maturing. I think the point of school is to learn how to mature and learn how to balance a lot in a stressful atmosphere.
Yeah.
I don't think the education necessarily is what really drove me. I don't think I learned that much. I think you absorb information. You really think that I remember anything in stats? Like, you got to be joking.
Yeah.
But the people I met, like, I was hanging out with the VP of sales at Clay Lacy, which is a private jet company.
Yeah.
You know, I've got another VP at Gilead, which is a fantastic pharmaceutical company that does T-cell therapy. Like, you being in the right rooms is there. I was also the youngest in that program, and I had to like step up, right? You either step up or step out. I think that's what I gathered from it the most, to be honest.
I mean, graduate school is I think for people that can do it. Ideally, work somewhere that pays for it. That's one good thing, is like try not to pay for it if you can. But either way, like, it's so much different than undergrad, that it's so much better because it's targeted, because you're like, you should like what you're doing. That's one. And it's easier because that's all you're doing, because it's concentrated. But like, to your point, like, you make these alliances with people and you're all going through this thing, which is basically just a gauntlet. Like, can you operate at this level? Because it's a big next step, right? Like, you could sleep through undergrad, but like, you can't really do that in graduate school. And there's also, what I love is that it is also at the same time kind of pass fail. Like, nobody gives a shit unless you're going on to the next level. Nobody's like, what was your grade point average in grad school? Like, nobody gives a shit. Like, you got to get.
I wish they did. My grade point average in grad school was way better than my undergrad. Are you kidding me?
Well, I think most people's are, because they're interested. But I'm just saying, like, it still felt like a pass fail. Like, especially when you get to the end, you're just like, well, I know my work is good enough to pass. Like, if you can't even get through the first part of it if you're not invested, it's just too much. But I think people, there's this idea of like going to graduate school, getting an MBA or whatever the case may be. And then there's the actuality of it, is like,
hell,
man, if you're going to do that while you're working too, like holding down a full-time job. And I felt like all the time there was over my shoulder and in my head constantly, it was like, you should be reading. There's definitely things you should be reading right now. Like, you're behind. You're behind on your reading.
The first year after I graduated with my EMBA, I had nightmares, and I would wake up thinking I never even graduated with my undergrad. And I had to physically walk over to the end of the house where I put my diploma up for my EMBA to prove that it actually happened, because you're in this constant state of stress and like anxiety of, are you getting it done? And then also too, you know, I will say this about undergrad. Undergrad is like an endurance test.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do it with your eyes closed. I couldn't. I'm not an academic by nature. I have massive ADHD. There's a joke here in my house always that like, if I heat up some coffee and I forget about the coffee, then I put the coffee in the microwave maybe 3 times before I remember that the coffee was in the microwave. But what I will say is that that's a play of endurance. An MBA only makes sense if you yourself are motivated to do it, because it's not easy.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot about myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I hope that's what you got out of it too. But
you kind of gauge your capabilities a little bit differently, right? Like, I always, the thing that cracks me up sometimes is people are like, oh, I'll go get my master's degree and then I'll automatically get XYZ at my job. It's just like, nah, probably not. Like they don't give a shit. Like unless it's like something that requires an advanced degree, you know, some sort of technical or degree, but it's just you learn what you're capable of and the level of like ability that you have to absorb and regurgitate effectively, like a ton of information is really key. And I think that then informs you throughout the day. It's like, oh, well, my job's going to be easy. Like it's not anywhere near as crazy as that, like in spurts, you know, you're just like, oh my God, remember getting ready for, you know, when I did my graduate school, they had this thing you could either do like a long-term thesis, or you could do a short-term series of like, I don't even know what they were. It was just like these comprehensive exams that your entire program could contribute to. And basically you had a week to do it. And you would get the first research question on Monday. You had to turn that in 2 days later, get the next one, turn that in, get the next one. And basically I wrote 3 small books in a week. Like, so it's just like, oh my God. But I couldn't prolong the pain. Like there was no way I wanted to go through like a year of thesis, all that kind of stuff. But I was like, oh shit, I could, if I really had to, write 3 books in a week on, you know, little
you realize
books,
what you can
still.
do. Yeah. You really realize what you can do. I remember I was posting, it was just like it was a self-check I would put on social media. Like, these are all the things I need to get done this week. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to get these things done this week. There's no way. And then the week goes by and then you're on to the next week with a bunch of shit you have to do. And you're like, how am I getting through this? And keep in mind, like what I will say is learning about media buying, I think really helped me with my MBA, because a lot of media buying is deductive reasoning. And deductive reasoning is very important when it comes down to getting your MBA, of figuring out and problem solving. But then also it's a balance of prioritization and like finding things out for yourself rather than just being stuck and you got to get shit done. So like media buying is you're holding people's money, right? Yeah. You are in charge of people's money. There's a lot at stake there. So then you go back to your book of your EMBA, the stakes aren't as high. So then you can do it. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I credit graduate school with helping me quit smoking cigarettes because...
not even making you smoke cigarettes.
No, quitting. They helped me quit. No, because I started after high school and went through undergrad and stuff. And by graduate school, I was still smoking and I was on these deadlines to get like work done. And like every hour I would stop, go out, and I lived in the East Coast, so it was cold and I didn't smoke in my house. So I'd have to stop what I was doing, go outside, have a cigarette, go back in. So like I kept breaking flow. Like when you're trying to write a paper, like I was like, so I wasn't even like, it wasn't even like a time when I was, because I'd tried to quit before and I'd be like, this is it. After this pack, I'm quitting. Like you would pick like, or Monday's like, this was like I was 3 cigarettes into a full brand new pack. And I was just like, this is over. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. It's a waste of time. Like it's literally
getting in
a waste
the way
of time.
Of what you need to get done.
Yeah, like in so many more ways than one. If I had kept going,
Fair.
But yeah, it's pretty nuts. Anyway, that was a crazy rant about graduate school. But like, so I had asked, like, what was the light bulb for you that like, oh my God, I have a company, and then holy shit, I'm the CEO, and I imagine that just keeps happening every time you have to make a decision.
Well, I mean, first, like, let's like keep the context real. Like you met me when I was, like I said, I was at a brewery and I was a marketing director there. Then I went in as entry. So let's even go back a little bit further. Before that, I was at a marketing agency and like on top of the world working with some of the biggest brands. Yeah. And then I am the marketing director, interim marketing director at Supra Footwear, working with K-Swiss directly. And I'm like, on top of the world at 23, thinking like, I want to be the marketing director of Nike by 30. Like this is like kind of the goal I wanted.
Yeah.
And then I quit because I was with my then partner and I was like, I'm going to help him start his business. Love makes you do very dumb things. And I quit and I came out and I quickly realized we need money because I was supporting us.
Yeah.
And I work at Five Threads at a brewery. Keep in mind, I don't really drink. So that was just very not aligned with who I am. And then I get to a point I get let go and I go entry level at a marketing agency with paid advertising, something I know nothing about.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go all in. But what they didn't realize was I also signed up for an MBA program.
Right.
So I'm getting my MBA, or EMBA. I'm learning this new skill and I'm learning at a pace that's really, really high. And then the person that was supposed to be in charge of me that was supposed to come back never came back. So I'm trying to make things work. And I was like, I'm either going to go all in or I'm just going to just settle. And I went all in.
Yeah.
And that turned into me becoming the director of that department within a year, which is unheard of at that agency because they never really at the time were promoting people. It was very stagnant and they'd been in business for quite some time. So we're doing this and I'm like, okay, that in itself was already huge. Then the agency owner comes up to me and goes, hey, let's create this platform. I'm like, you're crazy. You're high. We do it. And he sits me down and he's like, I think you need to be the CEO of this company. I think you need to be the face.
Yeah.
And you're a co-founder. I mean, naturally you are. Let's make this a real company. Let's not make this something just for the agency. Let's make this like something for everybody. Yeah. And the agency will now become a client of your or of the company.
Yeah.
And I remember when he said that, I was like, what in the, and he said it so casually too. We were at the table. He's like, I think you should be the CEO. I'm like, I think you should be the CEO.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very, there's nothing like sitting there going, what the hell is my life? And then remember, Matt, I become the CEO. I'm terrified. I have to make decisions every day, but I'm also traveling the world and speaking on this topic. Like, I don't think I had a chance to really sit back and really absorb how crazy it was to answer your question. And the only reason why I'm going back and like really displaying this with you is because you were there with me. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, what did we do? My poor husband too was like, what is happening?
But to be fair, like you were completely out of place when I met you. Like I was like, why are you here doing this? Like you're brilliant. Like, what are you doing this? Like, and in so many little ways too. It was just like, well, this obviously she's not going to stay here, you know, like, so there is something about you that, you know, obviously this other person recognized to be like, no, you should be CEO. It's like, there was always a thing like, you have this air of like, you'll figure it out. And the confidence to just hand you shit like that and just be like, you know, I mean, Sam and I came to you with like, what if we do this? Like, let's have a conversation about like, we were all trying to do the same thing, which is drive people to a thing, right? Like, and it was so fun to partner with you on that, even in our little microcosm. Like we built something amazing. And, you know, I think that's just, you know, a testament to you and your capabilities. So like, who knows what's next, you know?
Very kind. You're very kind. But I think also it comes down to great partnerships. If you meet people that have the same like ferocity for a project like you and Sam did, it's very easy. You just need someone to like coordinate it all and then come up with fun things and then be able to deliver.
Yeah.
That, I think that synergy is very rare. So, while I'm thanking you for that, that was very kind of you to say. I think also I'm very blessed to be around people like yourself and Sam and all these people that were like, yeah, let's fucking go. Like the people that are yes people, let's try people, I want to align myself with. I think that was also a really big like key aha moment. And then to the point of like this my co-founder who was like ready for me to take the lead. That was awesome too. I think you have chances in life that you're given and you either rise to the occasion or you fall. And I think the stakes are so high because you don't know what like the ceiling is that you need to break through to achieve more and we have one life to live. So like, fuck it. Let's go. Let's do whatever we can. And we fall on our face, at least like we tried. So
yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. What's your favorite? Are you doing, when you do keynotes, are you doing the same one in different places? Are you adjusting it every time? It's constantly shifting. Like you're just, what do you think about all that?
Yeah, it's a brand new presentation everywhere I go. I think it's disrespectful to regurgitate content because in my space, a lot of people go to the same events.
Right.
So it's not fair. And I also think the applicability and the time is really important. So some of my presentations have the same bare bones in terms of like, you have to educate people on what's going on in the space. I think that's there. But then a lot of what we do are case studies, or we do a lot of like adapting to the time. Yeah. So it changes.
Is there benefit from your perspective in memorializing the things you do, or is it shifting thought process that like what you talked about a year ago, you wouldn't talk about now because it's changed so drastically? Like, you know what I mean? Like if you were to catalog your last 5 talks, are you is it constantly evolving to the point that the first one you did versus the 5th one is now irrelevant? Or like, are you building a catalog of knowledge, or both?
Both. Like, so for example, like one of my first presentations I ever did was talking about just Facebook and like media buying and what we did to succeed during that time. I think at the time, I created a system. I called it like the 3x3 method. It's not my method. I'm not going to be like, it's my method. It's the most amazing method. But it's this concept that if you have 3 goals and you have 3 strategies under every single goal, there's no way for you to fail.
Right.
So maybe the first presentation with all of those actual tactical strategies probably don't apply anymore. As much. And maybe sometimes I'll bring them back, but the concept of the 3x3 still applies. So it does work. In our world, there are crazy nuances that change at a drop of a hat. Like it is the weirdest thing. Greatest example is like AI is taking over bigger and more than ever in Google and in Facebook, Performance Max and ASC. And pretty soon you're not able to actually target anybody directly. It's going to be using their algorithms. So you have to be able to adapt. So it's always going to change. And I apologize if you can hear my dogs just screaming in the background.
And they want to be on the podcast too. It's fine. That's cool. Yeah. It's interesting. So I do a decent amount of keynoting too. I am not selling anything though, and I do adapt my talks, but sadly, sometimes the same thing I'm saying actually needs to get to all these different audiences, like the same message from a theme perspective. And sometimes it gets a little frustrating to me say the same thing-ish, what feels like common sense. Like you said before, common sense isn't always that common, right? So it's like, I have to remember that not everybody knows this. Like I have to keep remembering that, you know? And I just wonder how much of the baseline of your idea, the baseline of your theory of practice, let's call it, is required 101 for your talks. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So to your point, there's 2 things I like to do. Is one of them I like to ask. I kind of like read the room and I'm like, how many of you guys really know about attribution?
Right.
And usually I see a hand go, you know, like that weird wonky hand. I'm like, okay, y'all don't fucking know shit. Let's go.
I got to tell you what attribution is. Yeah.
Right. So then you have to inform the crowd and you adapt. And then sometimes everyone, like you could see, they're like, yeah, I already know about this. Like I'm a master at this. Right. Yeah. So then I skip over the slides so I always have to answer your question, I always have the core slides in the beginning of what happened, what the problem is, and what the solution is. But sometimes I read the room and I just skip through them. I'm like, you already know this. You already know this happened. But then there's other crowds where I'm like, they don't know this. To your point, there's a responsibility there where you have to keep telling people.
Yeah.
So yeah, to answer your question, there is a core, like the info slides, I think are really important to lay the foundation, but there's ways to keep it fresh. And I also, that's the only way that I don't feel burnt out either, to your point, where I'm like, I don't want to keep talking about this, but I do love talking about it personally, Matt. Like I think that even if you know about it, you probably don't know this one thing about it. And I don't know about what you speak on, and I'd love to actually hear, but there's this debate in my world, and I have a very polarizing opinion, and it always stirs up some type of shit.
Yeah.
And that's what I like, is you start to see the room change, and that's what keeps it fresh for me.
Yeah. I wonder how this feels to you. So, and this is like emerging to me as well, is like, and I am out there now, my latest like crusade or whatever is what I think is like the simplest thing in the world. And it's very controversial. And I love it because every time I get challenged, it gives me more fuel to refute the challenge. And in a sick way, I wish somebody would prove me wrong. Like I'm waiting for somebody to have a point that is like, I didn't think of that. Yep, you're right. And that only makes it better. Like it doesn't make, so that part is really kind of oddly fun. And I've been starting to like over the past couple of years, like poke the bear purposefully in written form. And it's almost annoying whenever, like if too many people agree, I'm annoyed. I'm like, I can't be right. Like I can't, please somebody step up and say, or the other part of it is everybody agrees, but nothing changes. That's the other one, which is also like really, really frustrating. I'm like, this is what I think. And everybody's like, you're so right, but we're not going to do anything about it. You're just like, but why?
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you fix it if you all agree? You know, so there's something about being in that spot that is unfortunately rare, I guess. But at the same time, it's like, well, I guess that's what I'm here to do, I guess, is disrupt in some way. Like, okay.
I'm also a chick in a guy's world, Matt. Like, let's be honest. So like if a guy, like I'm going to be so honest with you. If a guy came up on stage and said my stance, people would roll their eyes and walk away. And in my world, if I come up there, and there are very few women, if any, in the attribution space that speak out loud. It's not to say there aren't any in the space. There are probably brilliant data scientists out there. There's probably brilliant people, but they're not really at the forefront of the conversation, which I think is unfortunate. And the thing is there's a lot of know-it-alls in our space too. There's a lot, people speak in definites or absolutes. Yeah. So then when someone like myself comes up there and says, challenge me, and they think it's like this fun, catchy like thing to do, and then it becomes serious, then there's this lock-in the keynote or the conversation that would probably not have happened if somebody else were to come to the table. It's a very weird psychological thing that a lot of people don't want to talk about, but it's true. And because I have a lot of friends in the space that talk about attribution, and they're just not captivating because it's this highly saturated market of just talking about data. Who wants to talk about it all the time? I don't, but apparently I do. So,
with your spin on it. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, and the niche of it is what makes it interesting, right? Like there's just not a lot of people that know it and can do it quite that way. And you're like, okay, like that acceptance is really weird. Like I fought it for a long time. Like I can't be the only one. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh,
I'm the only one. Yeah.
Okay. Like it's bizarre. It's really bizarre.
And you also are probably a very effective communicator. You are an effective communicator. I just had a podcast episode with this brilliant woman named Sarah Levinger. And we were just talking about it. And our hot take is that we are not the best in the space. We're not the best women in the space, and we're not the best in the space of what we do, but we're effective communicators. So that's why you hear us. And that doesn't mean anything other than it opens up room for somebody else to come through and have even better conversation down the road. So to your point, it's like you want that push back and forth.
Yeah.
Because you want really great conversation to come from it, because when people are dead quiet, nothing grows.
Nothing happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to memorialize anything? Like, are you doing like book? It looks like you have a podcast for it, but like books, masterclasses, video offerings, like any of that kind of stuff in the offing yet? Or are you just still nose down in the business itself for now?
No, I did a class, or I did it. So there's this course by Founder, Foundr, not ER, Foundr. And it's really good for like startup entrepreneurs that are in the 6-figure range or going to the 6-figure range, trying to go to the 7-figure range. They're great. It's basically this like master hub of, it's so good. Like how to set up an Amazon ads account and like how to source your own stuff. Like it's a hub for everything you could possibly think of. Yeah. And my friend Nick Shackelford had a course for Facebook ads originally. And then he invited me and my other friend Jordan for 2.0. That is the only masterclass that I've been a part of that I feel like very confident with. I don't want to create something that isn't personalized. So I used to do this thing where on the weekends, it was a $3,000 course. You can do a full weekend with me intensive. I'm sitting there, I'm starting ad accounts. I'm giving you everything. And then I'm done.
Yeah.
And I did that for a while, and I think I might open it up here and there, maybe. But really my heartbeat is just education and helping. Yeah. Now, writing a book, I'm just going to tell you this, Matt. I really want to write a book, but not about ads. And not about any of this. I want to write a book that's called something along the lines of like what I would say if I was dead.
Yeah.
Like having the really tough conversations out loud, the things I already say out loud that I've gotten in trouble for, that I could just tell you what happens, or without you getting in trouble. Like I did the dirty work for you.
Yeah.
So great example could be like, a family member with a substance abuse and the things that you wish you could say if you were dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think those things are more important. Yeah.
What's stopping you?
Nothing. Just time. I want time. Yeah. Also, I'm only 31. Like, I just don't think it's fair for me to have like these life lessons at 31. I'm still learning. I need a kid. I need to grow. It's going to be like
I need a kid.
Book. I need a kid. I need something to like validate. I mean, my grandpa was, God, he's incredible. He was a reporter. He basically, he was a journalist during the Vietnam War. So he was there when those monks like basically sacrificed themselves around the car. You know what I'm talking about? And burned themselves alive. He was there. He documented that. And my mom's been archiving all of his work to write a book. So you've got people like that. And then I've got like my dumbass thing of like things I would say if I were dead.
That's good though. Well, I will recommend you then you get a book if you don't already have it. It's called The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield.
Do you know that book? Yeah.
But just read it. It'll take you a day, like less, an hour or two to read it, and you will immediately start writing. It's
The War of Art or The Art of War?
The War of Art.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I haven't heard of that one then.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's like this big. I probably have it on my shelf over here. Either way, it's incredible. It's about writing and resistance. You'll dig it, and it's like it's so good and so motivating, but also it's almost like a drug, like a slow drug, and it wears off, and you got to read it again and be like, "That's right, damn it, I forgot," and you'll get back to it because I flirt with writing a book constantly, and I've written one and then thrown it out. I've copy edited a friend of mine's book that's gone to publish. I know how to do it. I have the outline. It's just like, I got to read that book again and really like literally just motivate to do. It's literally put your ass in the seat and write. It's fine. Like, but also I'm being kind to myself. It'll be better because I didn't write it yet. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah,
it's there. It's going to come out, and nobody gives a shit. It's for me anyway. I know that nobody's like, I might sell some, great, but that's not the point. Like, that's why I did comedy, Phoenix, is like not because I needed attention. it was because I wanted to see if I could do the art that I respected and loved so much. Like, that's a very different motivation, you know? Like, so the book is not so I can write, but I mean, the book is not so I can sell books. I have no illusion that nobody sells books, but it's for me to like know that I could do it, right? And then the other thing from a keynote perspective is it is good to have a book. Like it ups your fee significantly if you have a book published. Like even if it's self-published, it'd be better if it's not, but it's still like, oh, you can like really go nuts on the speaking fee. And I love speaking if it's useful. Like if I know I'm doing good and people are engaged, then it was worth the thing, right? Like you earned it.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, you just inspired another book topic. Hold on. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Yeah. Like if I ever write a book, I'll go straight to you because you know the process. I don't, but you are right. Again, there's so many fluffy books out there, but because I know who you are and the efficacy behind everything that you do, I know that wouldn't be fluffy.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's books are beautiful. By the way, I don't know if I told you this. We have something called Direct to Consumer Book Club that I started with Ad Beacon, and it's got like 76 members in it, which happened out of nowhere. We were just I was having a deep reflection about 2024. I don't know if you relate to this. And I was thinking like, what could I have done better in 2024? And my thing is like, I felt like I didn't have a giant circle motivating me to keep moving forward. It was a lot of self-motivation, and you get nowhere in just self-motivation. You could pretend you do, but you need people to succeed. And I was like, I read a lot of fairy books towards the end of the year, but I didn't read any business books. And maybe it's time to like take my ego, push it aside, and start listening to other people in business. And the second thing is I wanted a community. So I went on Twitter and I was like, hey, what if we did a direct to consumer book club? Would anyone care? And like people cared and it was cool. So the first book in January is Start With Why. We finished that. It was a great just one. Simon Sinek. Yep. We started there. We just finished our book. We just had our call today, the last Friday of every month. It's Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willis and Leif Babin, I believe.
Yep.
And then this month is going to be about negotiation. And it's a voting poll. Like people are going to vote for what they want. But it has been so soul nourishing, Matt, because you sit there on these calls and like, yeah, you get through these books, but people are like, I applied it this way. And this is how it applies in my personal life. And man, it's been such like it's like a fuel, like plug back in at the end of the month when you're dying.
Yeah. Well,
to come back.
I'd love to join. That'd be fun. I think reading is not common. I've come to understand, like I've been studying this stuff for a while now. Like most books don't get read at all. Then the books that do get read don't get read completely. So most people don't finish. That's two.
Yep.
And now you're already at such a small amount of people anyway that are actually reading, and then the actual people that actually read the book. And I am like OCD in that I will finish a book even if I don't like it, and that's not ideal, but that's just the way it is. Or like I got the point in the first 2 chapters, but I finish it out of like empathy for the author, like, well, maybe they'll figure something out. And inevitably, somewhere towards the end, there's some gold in there that I would have missed, right? But there can be a lot of meandering. But either way, then it just falls apart and it's only in my head. If I can apply it, great. If I can fit it into a conversation where it's accurate and makes sense and maybe helps a person, that's great too. But like bringing the book to life with a bunch of other people that actually read it and tried to think about it is everything. That's probably why we started reading and writing in the first place around the campfire, right? Like, it's like, yeah, we have to do that. We have to do that. Like, that's the point, right?
100%.
Like you saying that made me think like, wow, if I read a lot and I have nobody to talk to about it. Which
and
is
what is it like if a tree falls in the forest? Did no one heard it? Did it actually happen? Like that kind of thing. And
yeah.
Like you have all this beautiful knowledge, and if you don't share, it's like testimony. People are always saying like testimonies, not in court, guys. I mean, like in church, testimonies are important because people learn from other people's experiences.
Yeah.
And that's so big. So, like, why not talk about the experience of a book? Like, really great application. I didn't even realize it. So, in our book club, there's this guy that I was like, aren't you in the military? Weren't you in the military at some point? He's like, funny story. I wasn't. Everyone thinks I am because he owns a company that's associated with some really reputable people in the military. He's like, people thought that, but I actually got in a car accident and this happened. But Jocko is a good, like, I've met Jocko and Leaf and we've hung out and we've spent quite a bit of time together. So he's giving us insight about the authors of the book that we're talking about. And we're like, what the hell? I would have never gotten that if I just read it by myself, didn't have a book club, and I would have actually never read that book, to be completely fair, Matt, because it was a voting system.
Right.
So I would have never picked that book up. I would have picked up something else that was probably more generic. People will surprise you and they will help you. And reading is so beautiful. And
I've been trying. This might be my 5th year trying. I have like this goal to read 52 books in a year. So I've not come close, by the way. But it's out there. I'm going to keep trying every year. Like all I can do is try. But
52 books. What is that a month?
One a year or one a week, basically a book a week.
You're crazy.
And so, but what I do as a writing exercise is when I finish the book, I write a 52-word summary of the book and then post that. So I have this record of all the books I've read over the last couple of years, even though I've never hit 52. It's been an incredible like learning exercise. Can I concisely summarize the book effectively? That's one in 52 words, which is not a lot of words because I used to love Twitter and its limits and all that kind of stuff in the first couple years of Twitter. What was it? 46 characters or something, like the limit in the first.
But you can pay for more now. You can pay for more, Matt.
Oh, good. But I think that books have fundamentally, and I don't think I appreciated them when I was younger. Like there were a thing I read and stuff, but like I read fiction and this kind of stuff. But like once I had kids, like I was like, oh, they need to know all this. So like I started building a library of hard copy books at my house so that I'm not saying you have to read it now, but you'll find it after I'm gone. Like it only gets on the shelf if it matters. So if you pick one off the shelf, it's going to matter. And at the right time, it'll hit you at the right time, hopefully. Right. Like, and now like it's a problem. Like I have so many, like I buy books and start stacking them. Like, all right, I'll get to these. I'm definitely going to get to these. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, but they're there. And it's not just for like show. It's like, I got to read this one and one leads to the next. And that's how my stack gets fucked up because I'll be reading one and it'll lead me to a different one that isn't on the stack. And I'll be like, but I got to read this one first. And I don't know what the web I'm weaving is. If you looked at my book collection, you'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with your brain? But like in my mind, it all kind of does connect, you know, like it's amazing.
It does. It also tells a story to your children. I think that's a beautiful thing of like where your brain is at or was at a certain time. And you know, what you said was funny because like, you know, you think of the concept of 75 hard, but you're like, in my mind, I was thinking like 52 easy and like not easy, but like everything is easy if you just apply discipline. And I love that it was 52 words, 52 books, and be 52 books in your bookshelf. And like those are the only 52 books. And in order to add one, you have to subtract one. And that's when things get dicey.
Yeah, it's going to get crazy. I think I am going to, one idea I had though, is I do want to do like a coffee table book of my book summaries. Cause I put them on Instagram and they're nice looking. And I think it'd be like this neat little thing to have that I might show, because my friend gave me this idea because he always travels with a camera, like a nice camera. Like it might even be a Hasselblad. It's ridiculous. Like he's nuts. So he takes really, really nice pictures whenever he meets with somebody for lunch or dinner or whatever. And then at the end of the year, he puts it into a photo book of the times he met with his friends or people that he met. And it's awesome. And
oh my God.
like, he'll go back and be like, we only had lunch once last year. And he knows that because there's only
Called
one picture
out.
in the book, and
Called
you're
out.
just like, you're like, wow, that's really cool. The picture he took is the cover of my podcast, is one of our coffee.
Amazing.
Yeah, he took that picture. He's amazing. But yeah, it's crazy, Phoenix. I this ride is nuts, man. I would never have like pulled it together or could have predicted it, but like, it's really fun to watch, and watching what you're doing is really inspiring. And I'm so psyched for you. Like, literally, when I see your post, I'm just like, yeah, go get
Every
him,
time you
Phoenix.
reach out, I'm like, absolutely, I want to talk to Matt. And like, well, thank you for always being like a fan, because I'm a fan too. Like, it's a fan on the sidelines of each other is like all we can be, because you were there in what I would describe one of the harder times in my life. And I don't know if I was present during a hard or easy time, but it had definitely left a mark, right? And
Yeah.
a beautiful mark. And I'm very grateful for our friendship and to root each other on through and through. Like, I feel like I'm just like still a minnow in this giant, this giant world of what we're doing. And it's funny to talk about like these quote unquote like steps and pillars that we've achieved over time. But I still think back to like, we're still trying to figure it out, man. It is a wild time. And tomorrow I could be homeless and in a freaking, cardboard box, and all of this could have gone to shit, but I'm grateful for the friendships we have. And yeah,
it's very cool, man. I'm psyched for you. I like, when I saw the thing you posted about AI, it especially hit me because I'm building in my sector as well. And some of the concepts that you have, I'm like, oh, she got it. She's got it. Like, this is so good. Like, this is what you have to like understand the problem so well that you know how to apply the right thing. It's not just, hey, we have AI now. It's like, look what I'm making it do. Like, look how helpful this is, because I knew what I was talking about. Like, you're solving a problem. You're not just plugging in technology because everybody's doing it. It's just like,
you also don't have to be the smartest person in the room about AI. Like, I think people like overcomplicate things all the time. Like, I believe that AI could be very, very advanced if you choose to train the AI and you choose to have, there's so many things it can do. And then there's the base level, and people are really choosing to the base level and marketing it as something insane, or they're overcomplicating it and people don't know how to use it. And really all I believe is AI is as strong as the prompt. Literally, that's it. If you become a master prompter, that's all that matters. So like, why not take master or like the best media buyers and say, what are the questions you ask in your day to day as you start to optimize, and then just put it in AI.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really sharp. And I also like the, like we when we talk about AI with my buddies at the other company I advise, like it's like, it's a really, really, really smart intern that lies a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're just like, yeah, like, it's incredible. But your application of it, and I don't know your business, but I was like watching, I was just like, oh, that's pretty awesome. Like what you're dialing into. Yeah,
we achieved something. If somebody who's not in our business still gets excited and kind of gets it, we did something right. Because we wanted like an Apple-esque ad. We wanted it just like so obscure and weird, but at the same time, it gets to the point that it was cool. So like, that makes my heart sing. I'm really grateful to hear that.
Yeah. It was really good. I was like, man, how does your business not hockey stick? Like, who's better at this now? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and who isn't going to be as hungry as you to stay on top of it? Like, you're not like, I don't see you getting bored and lazy and letting this go. Like, you're going to evolve. This is going to keep changing. And I came into this wanting to make sure I told you, like, I don't like ads. So to be paying attention and cheering you on is like, okay. And you set me straight, to be fair. Like, you're like, yeah, that's right. I just don't piss me off. Don't interrupt my podcast for an ad. But to see that and be like, well, whatever happens, you're going to be on top of it. Like you're going to, like, it's going to be fine. Like you're going to figure it out. And it's awesome. It's really awesome.
You're awesome. I appreciate this conversation.
I'm excited for you. I think, I read this book called, Smart People Should Build Things. And, it's by the guy who ran for president, Andrew Yang, wrote it. And it's really compelling. Like, it's really just like what I was saying earlier about like common sense isn't common. And once you figure that out and get over the, like, the imposter syndrome, like who else is going to do it if you don't do it? Like somebody's got to do it. Like if you figured this out and it resonates, like it's on you now. Like go figure it out. And he's like, it's such a good point because you're like, yeah, I guess I am obligated to do this now, whatever that it is. Like, especially if it's really niche, like really targeted. You're like,
oh, yeah.
How many people even had this idea? It's probably very few. And then how many people are in a position to try it? How many people already had the job? How many people went and got an MBA? It's just like you keep whittling down and down. And it's just like, oh, it's me or three other people and they can't talk. Right? Or they're in a place where they can't, I don't know, whatever.
Or don't have the executional excellence or don't have the persistence to get in and to see it come to fruition. Like we often think like, oh, no one's going to care or do it. Like you're right. No one is going to do it until you do it, to your point. And then there's no like consistency too. Like it's not going to just hit. And often we have like this idea that if we aren't satiated right away, it's not going to work. And
everything takes 10 years. Like
it's so long.
It's the worst, but it's the best. You're also, like I'm so impatient with shit, but I'm just like, okay.
Dude, I'm impatient. I'm impatient every day. I'm like, we need to move MRR. We need to move MRR. What the fuck? And then I find out that nobody's moving MRR right now because it's a tumultuous time. And it's just like, oh, okay. Then you find new ways to go about it. And then MRR suddenly skyrockets and you weren't even paying attention to MRR. You were over here. Like,
I don't even know what MRR is.
Monthly recurring revenue.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah. See, acronyms up the wazoo. Yeah.
I was in, I don't like ads and I don't like money. I understand that it is necessary, but I don't like thinking about it like people that like thinking about it. Right. So, I get people around me who like thinking about it so that they can
do it,
apply their skill. Right.
Yeah.
But it would be the funniest thing when I was at the software company as the product manager. Like the product manager of a software company is supposed to get finances and understand it and make it work for the business. It does not fit in my head. I just don't. I couldn't cram it in. I couldn't try. I was just like, I understand you're trying to make money. I get it. I understand what margins are. Got it. I'm with you. But when you start talking about EBITDA and all of these other factors and these graphs, you just lose me. Like, I'm just like, and it's not because I'm not smart. I just don't give a shit. Like, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do the right thing and it costs money and you're supposed to make money from it. Like I remember when Sam and I first started doing shows, we did a show at a place in Moore Park. It was like a red ball pizza or something like that. Some pizza place in Moore Park. And it was such a brutal lesson for me because I think Sam was like 20 and at the time he was so young. And the owner of the place, because all I wanted to do was have the show. I didn't really give a shit. I wasn't doing it for the money, right? Like, but I wanted to pay the comics because they need money. Like that's partly why I was doing it and producing the way I was producing. So we do this show, pack it in like on like a Wednesday night or something ridiculous where there's no business anyway. And we fill the place. And we do this like for 2 months in a row. And I had made an agreement at the beginning, like, hey, we'll do this as a trial. We'll see how it goes. And then we'll talk. And so we did it, packed it 2 months in a row. And I go to get paid on the second night when we had like packed the thing at what was a ridiculously low rate anyway. And I'm just like, the guy started giving me shit about like paying me. And he's talking about like, well, we didn't sell any pizzas this week and it was a rough week. And I'm like, that's not my problem. Like if you can't make money with pizza, which costs like 50 cents in ingredients to make, and you sell it for 20, like I cannot help you, right? But like at the same time, I really liked having the show, and like I was like, all right, I was kind of caved. I was like, all right, well, we'll talk about it next month, but like you got to pay me for tonight what we agreed to. But like this is ridiculous. I packed your bar, and so I think it was like either outside that night or like the next time when I was there with Sam, he was like, man, fuck that guy. Like, you get your money. And I was just like, yeah, you're right. Like I paid the comics out of my pocket instead of like hustling that guy. Right. So I was like, yeah, you're totally right. Like, why? Like, fuck that guy. Like, like what? How do you not make money on pizza like all week? Like, if you're in the red on a pizza business, you got problems, dude, because that is the lowest cost, highest revenue, like food you could possibly imagine.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's why you have people that like care about different things. Like I don't like to inundate myself with finances, to your point. And I have like a CFO for that or a controller for that.
Yeah.
Because I want to not be distracted by those things similar to yours. Like you have, I always say, like, let me do big brain energy and find somebody else that does the small brain energy. Not to say that the small brain energy is not just as important as the big brain energy, but we're one brain. Like, let's do it. Let's just play to each other's strengths, because I'm not motivated by money either. You and I are very similar in that aspect. We have to do it. It's part of it.
I love people that are. It's fascinating to me. Like my daughter's going to college. She is going to go into finance and business. I'm like, good. If you like it, please do that. Because I never got that one. I can't do it. I hate it. I know it exists. I know it's important. But like, I can't. Like, I just can't be bothered. Like it's, and that's a luxury, I realize. To not have to think about it constantly is a beautiful thing. I think about it a lot, especially now that she's going to college, because that shit is expensive.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah, we're very lucky. We're very lucky to know each other. We're very lucky to be successful. And I think, we shouldn't let years go by before we hang out and chat. I agree. I'm not afraid of the virus anymore. I'm good.
Oh, no way. Me neither. Crazy. Dude,
how crazy was it? Like to be here for all that, like LA especially was way over the top, I think. And just like, I listened back to some of the early, when I started this podcast, it was still lockdowns. Yeah. So like, I can hear my insanity when I listen back to them. Like I was really scared.
I thrived in COVID. Like I won't lie to you. Cause I don't really like people. I do, but like I don't. And I was burnt out, and I got to really spend a lot of good time with my roommate, who is my best friend. And then I got to spend time with my now husband. Yeah. We weren't living together, but he would come over, and I just had a really good unit of people around me, and I don't think everybody had that. So it was just different. But what I will say is I was really upset with the fact that there were things that I had to do in order to just exist. And one of them being is like, I didn't want to get the second vaccination or the booster. Yeah. And I had to, because I was going to Austria and I was going to Dubai, and that was a requirement. And in return, I lost a lot of hair, and I think my immune system got affected pretty badly. So I think when we're, and regardless of political belief, because I'm not going into that. Yeah. It's more so of like, when we're pushed up against a wall and there's a lot of stuff going on in the unknown, we start to make really rash decisions. Are you familiar with the DISC model? Mm-hmm. DISC, yeah. And they say like dominant directors make really brash decisions quickly, and they don't think things through. And then you've got the cautious thinkers. And I think what ended up happening is the dominant directors started making decisions, and the cautious thinkers were the ones paralyzed by those decisions. And I start to see that during COVID. So I think that was the weirdest part for me. But now I just don't care anymore. Let's live. Let's breathe. Let's live. Let's enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, it's. Although I took a lot of, I did pretty well too. Like I'm an introvert. I liked it. I missed comedy. That was a blow to just be like destroy something that we'd built for so long. But, I realized what I don't like either. Put a lot of value on personal face-to-face interactions. And, you know, at this point, I'm not like going out all the time anyway. And the last couple times that I did go do comedy, for example, the last time I was like, I don't like this anymore. I don't want to be out like this late. I'd much rather sleep, you know, and it's like, oh, I'm getting old for that thing. But also it's just like, does anybody really like this? Like, do you guys really like this out here? Like, is this really what we want to be doing? I don't know. Music is where I'm at now. Like playing drums now is just, I'm back to my original love, you know,
Good.
and it's so much easier. A lot more carrying things, but like, I'm better at it. I think is the key.
Hey, outlet. I'm here for it. I love it. Evolution of outlet.
You got to come see my band.
I would love to. Send me an invite and I'll be there.
We play in the area pretty often these days. We're like Pedals and Pints in Thousand Oaks.
Oh, I'm always there.
Yeah, we're there on April 12th. You should come.
Okay, I'll be. Shoot me a reminder. I would love to be there and see you guys. And I'm always at Pedals. I'm in Moorpark now. So.
I think I bet you met the lead singer Jacob when he did comedy shows with us because he did a bunch.
Maybe
of the Brewing Comedies. He's a great comic, but he's a good front man too. He's a good singer, great guitar player. Yeah, so that's kind of like what I've leaned into over the pandemic, which also I'm really happy about, is like I just got so deep into playing the drums again. It's weird. I still think about the pandemic in terms of it's so far in the rear view now that it's bizarre. Like when people say 2020, it feels like a minute ago, but it was 5 years ago. Isn't that wild?
It's crazy. I'm grateful for it. Hasta la pasta pandemic.
Yeah, let's just not have another one. That would be good.
That'd be great.
So what else is going on? What can I do? Like, is there anything, like, not that the reach of this is so incredible or anything, but like anything you want people to know, anything to look up, check out, anything like that? Do you have any plugs?
No, I mean, just check out adbeacon.com if you have your own website. Like that's something, I mean, it's our baby. Like it's what we've invested our time in. But other than that, just like, I think just be a good human at the end of the day and be a good person. I think that's all that matters. And look out for Matt's book one day when it comes out. We'll see. We'll see what it ends up being. But yeah, we'll write books and then we'll send them to each other and then distribute them to the world for all 5 people to read.
Maybe we need to be accountability partners for our books.
I'm not mad at this. I'm here for it. But other than that, that's it. And honestly, this is a blessing to be able to speak with you. And I'm grateful to be here with you. And thank you for having me on.
Yeah, it's been awesome, TX. Good seeing you.
Thank you.
So deep in my heart.